Hi everybody. I have the biggest release this morning that I've ever had on hcgr2s2d3. It was 2.2 pounds. It was amazing. Last night when I was laying in bed trying to fall asleep, it's the weirdest feeling, I'm telling you. I could feel my stomach getting thinner. It was like, oh my gosh, I could feel it like sucking in. It was a weird feeling. That's the good stuff that I have to report. I guess another good thing was that they called right when I walked in from work yesterday, still in my work clothes, still in my coat. The police called and said, come get your car, we found it. So we found my husband's truck. It was abandoned in a neighborhood not too far from here, and still in the same city. And it had been abandoned since Sunday there, so they only had it for 3 days, and apparently they really had a good time with it because it was there's damage to it on the front and the back, and there was all kinds of junk in the bed, and they ripped out the navigation system and smashed it all up. They didn't even take it. I think they probably smashed it up so that we couldn't trace them with it, you know, and they took off the door panels on the front driver and the back driver side, and I don't know if the insurance company is going to total it or not, but we stopped at a dumpster and we dumped all the crap that was there. Before we did that, though, we took everything out that was, you know, any value, like other people's driver's licenses and other people's registrations for their cars. While the police were dusting for prints, we gave them all that stuff to, if they can return it to anybody, and then we took it to the dumpster and dumped all the stuff in. Right when we walked in, my stepmom called. And I had reported a month ago that my dad had been diagnosed with Huntington's disease. It's absolutely a devastating disease. I had no idea until he was diagnosed. But so there's a crisis in my family now. My dad and stepmom and brother and his wife and kid lives in Florida. I live in Washington. And it's to the point now where we need to make decisions about my dad. He's gotten pretty irrational, and anyway, I came home from work early today because I have those decisions that I have to make. What to do with Dad? I'm thinking about maybe I could bring him out here, but everyone says the social work of the people at the HD Center for Excellence, you know, my son's mother-in-law, who's in the medical field and has dealt with dementia, which is part of Huntington's disease, nobody recommends bringing him into my home because he's not safe. So, oh my gosh, I'm just a little overwhelmed with it, and I've been crying, and I left work early because we were, they just let me. I mean, I'm not worth anything when can cry at the drop of a hat. So anyway, that's what I'm dealing with right now. So for those of you who are, you know, people of faith, I really appreciate your prayers, mostly for clarity of mind for my dad, but also wisdom in decisions that I have to make, my brother and my stepmom. And, you know, finances. I probably need to fly out there. They have an appointment with the neurologist next Thursday, and I need to fly down to Florida in the middle of this, you know, financial crunch that Greg and I are in. So I just believe God's going to provide and everything's going to be good. But, you know, this life, these are issues that we all have to face. And in the midst of it, I'm releasing. So that's all I have to report today. Nothing trivial. Anyway, for everybody else, you know, happy releases, happy stabilization, happy maintenance. Peace out.